The cracks in my marriage began as faint whispers. Late-night phone calls, dismissed as work emergencies, perfume lingering on her collar that wasn't mine, a distance in her eyes that no amount of affection could bridge. Clara had always been ambitious, her career as a corporate lawyer demanding every ounce of her focus. But ambition, I soon realized, was a mask for something darker. It started with absences, weekends spent at conferences, dinners cancelled last minute, our anniversary forgotten. I told myself she was climbing the ladder, that her coldness was exhaustion, until the day I found the receipt. It was tucked in the pocket of her blazer, a $3,000 charge from a boutique hotel downtown, dated the night she'd claimed to be stranded at the office. My hands shook as I cross-referenced her calendar. A client dinner, she'd said. A lie. The hotel's website revealed rooftop suites, champagne packages, privacy guaranteed. I didn't scream, I didn't cry. Instead, I began to dig. Her phone, left unattended one evening, yielded a treasure trove of betrayal. Texts to a number labeled HR Do Not Answer were anything but professional. But knowledge wasn't enough. I wanted precision. I needed them to unravel themselves. As a forensic accountant, I understood patterns. Their lies had structure. Thursday nights at the hotel, business trips aligned with Marcus's travel, withdrawals from our joint account labeled client gifts. I let the evidence grow, feeding my rage into something colder, sharper. Clara's disdain for my dull job, auditing corporate ledgers, had once stung. Now it was my advantage. She'd underestimated the patience of a man who traced money for a living. The final piece came accidentally, an encrypted file on her laptop, hidden behind layers of dummy folders. It contained plans. Clara and Marcus were siphoning funds from her firm, a slow bleed of embezzlement masked by offshore accounts. They weren't just lovers, they were partners in crime. And they'd framed an innocent junior associate to take the fall. That's when I saw the path. Let them destroy themselves. All I had to do was give them the rope. I became a ghost in my own life. Clara's absences grew longer, her excuses thinner. I smiled, played the dutiful husband, and quietly dismantled their safety nets. Marcus's mistress, a fact Clara didn't know, was a junior analyst named Elise. I anonymously sent her proof of his infidelity, igniting her fury. She leaked internal emails to the firm's rivals, destabilizing his position. Next, I altered the embezzlement trail. The offshore accounts Clara and Marcus thought untraceable. I rerouted them to a shell company linked to Marcus's brother, a known felon. When the firm's auditors noticed discrepancies, the evidence pointed inward. Paranoia erupted. Marcus, fearing Clara would expose him, began deleting records. She retaliated by moving more money, desperate to protect her stake. The final stroke was elegance itself. I scheduled a dummy transfer from their secret account to a charity Clara despised, a pet project of the firm's CEO. The transaction was timed to appear during her solo conference in Bali. When the CEO demanded answers, Marcus threw Clara under the bus, producing fabricated emails I'd planted months earlier. She was suspended, her reputation ash. They turned on each other like animals. Clara exposed Marcus's tax fraud to the IRS. He retaliated by leaking her affair to the state bar. I watched from the shadows as their world burned. Lawsuits, disbarment hearings, the FBI freezing their assets. Clara returned home one night, trembling, demanding my comfort. I handed her divorce papers and a USB drive containing every secret she'd ever buried. "Choose silence," I said, "or I choose for you." Clara signed the divorce settlement without a fight, too broken to negotiate. The house, the savings, the Porsche she'd bought with stolen funds, all mine. Marcus served 5 years for fraud, his once polished image reduced to mugshots and prison jumpsuits. Clara, stripped of her law license, vanished into a life of rehab clinics and halfway houses. I sold everything and moved to a coastal town where no one knew my name. How I'd let them believe they were in control until the ground gave way. I burned the letter. The flames were warmer than her touch had ever been. In the end, I didn't ruin them. They ruined themselves. I merely opened the door.